got punted off down at Bullseye Corner, just after you go round the King down the straight 230. And then when he braked for the corner, he was very gently nudged from behind. Not really very gently, but nicely. And so he shot off down the escape road because it's a good place to go. Then he had to turn around and come back. And of course, in doing so, there were 55 cars coming, so he had to wait for them all to go by before he could feed in. And he came on the first lap, checked the bodywork, checked it wasn't damaged, because you don't want to be doing 230 when the under tray falls off. So he came in very wisely because he was that sort of a driver. And so that was it. And we carried on, but we were a lap behind. And at 6:15 the next morning, we had caught up a whole lap on and overtaken everybody once, and caught up and took the lead going down Mulsanne Straight without using any more fuel than the others. In those days, very high. It was always a fuel race. And so we were, I have to admit, pretty bloody good at our fuel economy and driving fast. I took the lead going down, just went by Bernshoopen like that, down Mulsanne Straight before the chicanes at 230 something. And suddenly, as I turned into the corner at the bottom, the engine stopped. So I pulled up, I was really handy. I was running out of enthusiasm by now. So I pulled in front of the signalling area. Used to be on the right there. If you watch the Queen movie, you'll see the signalling area. And they used to hang the boards out, and then they'd report back to the pits that we'd gone by, which was very gratifying for them in the pits, and then we'd maybe halfway around every lap. So I pulled off right there, but they weren't allowed to help. There were mechanics there, but they weren't allowed to give you a span or anything. For once in my life, I had listened to what the engineer had told us the day before about if the engine stopped, try this. So I lifted up the rear body. Well, I didn't actually. I pulled it off the back of the car. We had 2 pins at the back and side pins. And I literally I got hold of the under the wing and pulled it over the rear wheels and brought it back, big long tail. And I left the front of the bodywork sitting on the top of the wheel, on the tyres. And I went inside into the engine. It's been running for, at this point, for like 14 hours, so it was fairly warm in there. And I've got my helmet on and I'm sweating and I'm really not feeling my best. And I'm never good at 6 o'clock in the morning alone trying to figure out what's wrong with a beautiful racing engine. So I went in and I thought, okay, so I changed the coil, I changed the sensor on the flywheel, I changed the coil, went to the second coil, changed the sensor, and then I changed the distributor cap. So that was it. And then went round into the cockpit and changed the ECU, which was sort of swinging around in the light. So I changed that, I went round to the other side, and I turned the key and it started. Oh, yeah, that's too much. I mean, never done that on my old Ford at home. So I went round the back, and of course this is the difficult thing, it takes 3 people to put the bodywork on. So I picked up the back of the wing, and it was resting on the tyres, and I just sort of went, and I ran forward like that, top, crack. And then I've never put the pins in the body in my life, so I put these pins in, did the side bits, got back in the car, sweat pouring down here, and I didn't put my seatbelts on, obviously, because I was getting out soon. So I drove back 4 miles to the pits. Got there, and of course they knew because I'd been talking on the radio, but I couldn't hear them on the radio unless I was in the cockpit, so it was a bit one of those difficult remote control things. So I got back to the pits and said that, and so Jackie was all ready, because when there were 2 drivers and I leapt out and Jackie got in. So we had lost quite a bit of time, but only about a lap and a half. So we stormed away, and later on in the morning we got right up to catching up again. We had an oil leak on an oil cooler. So with that, we then lost back again, we carried on, and at 3 o'clock with the race finishing, 4, I was a little bit fed up with the whole bloody show. We still weren't, we were lying second, we just couldn't win this damn thing. And when you've won it 3 times, second isn't enough, and should have been happy. So I remember, it was only Jack and I as drivers who were on the 3rd one, so I was in sort of the motorhome or whatever it was, and I thought, this time when it comes to 3 o'clock, I'm not going to be out there to get in the car. I'm going to be staying right here pretending I'm asleep. But there was really a knock on the door, Herr Bell, Mr. X is coming in 5 minutes. So I dragged myself off the bed and went out, and not at all enthusiastic. And Norbert Singer put his head in said to me, he said, hey, I said, what's wrong? He said, we're going to have to change the discs. I said, oh, God, what are we going to change those for? He said, the discs are all cracked. right the way through. On the front, it's a crack, like in 4 places on each side. And he said, we're going to have to, and Jackie says the brakes are terrible. So I said, what? I said, how long is that going to take? He said, 4.5 minutes. I said, we're not going to win, are we, like that? So I said, what's the option? He said, the option is to go slowly. I'm going slowly. So he said, are you sure? I said, I'm going to go slowly, don't worry. You sure you'll be safe? I said, yeah, sure. So Jackie comes in, of course. I jump in the car while they're refueling, and up it goes on the jacks. I'm sitting up there. And I noticed Jackie going round to the front wheel where the guys are putting the other wheel back on again. And Jackie's, I can see him going, you've got to change the disc, you can't let him out with those discs on there. And I said, get him out of the bloody way, get him out of the way. The wheel goes on, Jackie, and off I go. Anyway, we had an hour to go, which is 11 laps or something. So or a bit more than that, something like that. And we carried on around. After 2 laps, we're 3 minutes behind, and then next we're catching 10 to 15 seconds up a lap. And it wasn't because I was driving super fast, it was the fact the other car had an overheating problem, which was most unfortunate. And so we're stalling away, and I keep catching up another 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 15 seconds, and I said, I'll hold it on the radio. I was in the third car, and I heard Al saying, the water temperature's gone off the clock. So there's a grunt, obviously, from the team, and he carries on. And then 2 laps later, which is sort of 8 minutes, I hear this, the temperature's, the needle's gone, it's gone off the clock and back to 0. In other words, there's nothing, not even any hot air going around the engine anymore, nothing. So that was it. So I then pressed the button on my radio. I said, you better call him in, Peter. But Peter Falk didn't take any notice of me. I was very upset. I thought they've got to call you, they don't want to blow the engine out. It was our chance for X and I to win. Anyway, at the end of the race, which we went over the finish line, I did break the record twice in the last hour, but we went over the line 26 seconds behind, and they won the race. That was the only race, obviously I could remember nearly every flaming lap. Any of the other races I couldn't remember. If that helps you. Is that good enough answer?